All right, we're back. All right, good morning. So we got on here today. Look, a little pre-market movement today. What's going on here? Williams talking this morning. Is that what it was? 5 trillion expiry today. Oh, great. What we got going on here? What did I miss? What's going on? What's going on? All this pre-market stuff. What happened at 7:30 today? Manufacturing index. That's today. Women's being hawkish. That's what it was. Yeah. Hit it up. 7:30 on the dot. Wait, actual manufacturing index came in as a huge miss. That's timing of that would be right there. And Williamstown. No rate cuts anytime soon. No, yeah. Well, yeah, I mean, we keep saying that same thing. As long as the market's doing better, the Fed is willing to like be a little bit more hawkish. When the market's looking bad, Fed's being dovish. So like they're like driving the market. And we keep saying they're going to keep it from going too low by teasing, you know, their stance, the dovishness, and then when it gets too high, they're more liberal to towards the cuts. All right, let's go. Let's get our stuff coming up. See what we got. New version showing up. Oh wait, hold on. That's weird. All of my drawings are turned off. I wonder how they did that. Save that layout. Okay, everybody make sure you toggle on your drawings. Was that everybody, or is that just me today? All right, let's see. We're open right at monthly hedge pressure. Today's monthly expiration. Be very careful today. Take a look at what we have on the side. Monthly hedge resilience and resilience are both positive. But were they toggled or untoggled on your drawing? Mine were all untoggled for some reason. Maybe I was doing a demo yesterday. Maybe that's what it was. Okay, doing along from here. It's looking okay. Looking okay for now. I don't hate it. Monthly hedge break would be very tragic for the market. Give me some red, baby. There was also that 4770 yellow line, so let's be very careful here. I don't hate it right here. I mean, I'm giving it some shot, but like just letting it develop for a little bit before I make a decision. Monthly resilience is negative, so I don't like that is here. We are in a mean reversion. I think it's gonna be questionable. We need that resilience number to go above 0 or else we're gonna lose monthly hedge. It's pretty easy setup from here. Now again, to take the risk, there are no All lights are green. Things are looking good. DD's positive. I think I mean reversion. At least we're going to take a quick bounce. I'm debating. This being negative is telling me that this is likely to break. So to be very careful on that. All the other. What is VIX doing? VIX is clean. Limited upside. Let's just limit it upside. Maybe there's some upside to here. Upside at least to there. It could be maybe a 10-point run. Maybe I'll grab a quick dip off of monthly hedge. See, I know it's kind of waiting on this. Where's the bear zone? There isn't one this time. There's not. There is sometimes there isn't. There isn't one that hits the. Oh, here it is. Here it is. It's okay. Sometimes we don't calculate one that's relevant. There has to be a certain threshold for it to be considered. Okay, here we go. Here's that dip. Okay, I'm just gonna play it right here. Right here. Just on monthly hedge. If it breaks, it breaks. It's an easy one to see if it breaks. So, without a lack of volatility, it's going to be a sharp pivot. We're below triple B. It's going to be a sharp. It's either going to pivot or it's not. We're going to know in about a minute or two if that's it. Yours is fine too? Okay. Good deal. I don't know why I turned all mine off. I was giving a demo yesterday. I bet you that's what happened. All right. Okay, so everybody, the platform should be working really smooth now, right? Everybody's having no issues, nothing. Right. Everything's back to looking square. Wait a minute. Are we back at all-time highs yet on SPY? Wait, hold on. Where are we? $48.08 was the high, right? Hold on. On S&P futures at least. 48.08, yeah. Are we gonna break? What do you guys think? We're gonna hit all-time highs today? Close out the month? Nasdaq's already breaking the highs. It's already wanting to move. On the upper side, we have a 48.17 yellow line, so let's make sure we... $48.17 up here. These are both looking good now, but keep an eye on for half cap resilience, because that's the one I'm looking at being problematic today. Here's some yellow lines that we have from the other day. Manipulating to late 45, and we just made our downside manipulation move. So it looks like upside today. I think I'm on the same boat as you. And I can be playing coin flip here. 7 minutes to the manufacturing composite. I mean, so manufacturing and services PMI come out. Global composite. So here's the plan on this one, right? This is a pretty simple setup. There is no bear zone underneath. So it's a pretty simple R&R setup. It's just, I'm committed to it. I'm gonna take a stop if I lose, take a trade if I win. At one point below, like if we start losing monthly hedge pressure with some velocity, I'm even gonna take maybe half a point. With here at least to there, with monthly res, grand zero, trading at least to next. If res is greater than 0, we get a hedge pressure break. That's the one best part of this. Again, we have no irrationalities yet with SPY trying to break monthly hedge. Should be very careful on this. With this being positive here, this is likely is my target. With that being positive, this is likely to support them. Both being positive, we're going to hang. Hopefully be good there. So that at minimum is where my trade is going to. At minimum is what I want to take. Y'all see that? Monthly res supports at yellow. Resilience goes all the way to half cap. Positive. This is both these rolls. They're both looking solid here. Monthly map is looking nice and strong. Super strong today. VIX, now again, remember on the way up, VIX is going to have some resistance off of 875. So I'm gonna caution, right? Caution. I need to turn my tablet back on. Caution VIX. When VIX hits here, we need to pay attention to that. So the upside will be interrupted by volatility. So maybe in a good way. I'm sorry, I did that backwards. Caution VIX would be a downside move. Sorry, my bad. Why am I... Forget this part right here. Right here. Sorry, I did that backwards. If the market sells a little bit, VIX can tighten up that volatility. That's what I meant to say. I did that backwards. Don't listen to me. All right, everybody, smash that like button on the stream really quick. Love you guys. Turn off for day awesome and strong. It's gonna be just like with FOMC, right? Would I think that the event in like a couple minutes is gonna do anything to the greater side of the market? Would be to the bull side, I would guess. Don't forget, we have a DD band coming up pretty soon on NASDAQ, so 16,660 also gonna interrupt. So as soon as we hit DD band, I might just take my first profit on this. I mean, it's like 400 bucks already. So if you can get something, it's right on that yellow line. So be very careful how this one plays out. That's what I drew right here. So when NASDAQ hits its DD band and the light turns red, probably gonna be like a good place to take maybe some profit. I'll think about it. NQ to the moon. Let's go. Right? NQ still rallying. People are loving it. Tech is back. NASDAQ breaking all-time highs and continuing to go and hit that 17,000 psychological level today. What do y'all think? 17K NASDAQ? You think we're gonna get there? Break the DD band, keep going? Not far. This is what I told you guys. Monthly maps. This is what I'm saying. Who was right all year? Fitch downgrade. Everybody's back to shorting. All the bears came out of hibernation. Who was right? Executor's right. Said over and over and over again. They're like, Fitch downgrade, maybe the high of the year, maybe some problematic. But then DD doesn't lie. as we show the monthly maps, still show strong bullishness, strong short squeezing. Like it's just looking really solid. Now again, you have some bear zones starting to creep up in here. Starting to put some protection on the year, but the major bear and bull split is still in that curvature in the downside. So looking solid. Monthly maps are strong and bullish. ED ratio strong and bullish all week. And then whoa. You gotta be kidding, right? GameStop. What's the GameStop meetup? You know, back in my day, we used to call those game releases where we'd all meet up at GameStop and buy the new Halo. People still go to GameStops these days. Where they what? Hundreds of millions will be watching as they chant and dress for GameStop. Is that a real thing? Are you kidding? I don't think that'll be anywhere close to hundreds of millions. Do people still trade that stock? GameStop? Is the ape culture still around? I haven't paid attention to what the kids are doing these days. Everybody will know about the stock after. Is that what you're saying? Everybody knows about the stock now. You gotta be kidding, right? Tough to trade, you know, people would don't know which will win out of the NQ. Yes, I agree, hate that as well. All right, data just came out. PMI comes out 48.2 on a 49.3. It's still below 50. That's the global. So services came out at 51. So it's a little split between the two. Let's take a look at the data real quick. How we doing? Monthly hedge resilience very strong at a 48. So it's great support here for a long. I'm okay. I feel good. One and done balance. Yeah. Jesse, killing it, bud. Good job. That was a soaring. That was so weird. This is the Empire State, though. CPI. So today, this one right here. Global U.S. manufacturing. Services. Global. All right. Wait, why does it say 51? And this is 48. Wait, okay, 51 is there. 48 is here. There we go. That's what I'm looking for. So anything below 50 is considered contraction. So we've been below 50 for a while on this one. It's fighting its way higher though. It's trying to. It's 50, 50, 49, 49 for. Well, actually, no, it's not. It is finding its way lower. My bad. But it's still kind of in general trying to get there. These numbers are still looking good. These numbers are all looking good. I still feel pretty confident in this, but we'll see. We'll see. Let's see what we got. Pretty mild reaction off the data. It's a non-event, right? So you had information come out, market traded, returned back to the same level. So PMI is no longer on the event. It's we call it a non-event. Whenever your trading happens and it returns to where it started, called a non-event. I'm kind of hungry. You guys hungry? You want to make you want to make you guys some breakfast? What do y'all want? You want some eggies and some bakey? Over here, friends. Hit that like button real quick. Go to the stream. The like button. I'm gonna ready to do that really quick. I'm gonna go give me some breakfast. Give a little algorithm some love. And we're back. Scrambled? Ooh, yeah. Chorizo and eggs. That does sound good too. Avocado toast with an egg. And Peter's going for bougie brunch today. That's the good stuff. A kind of thick piece of sourdough, some avocado toast. Or my breakfast burritos like I have every morning. So everybody knows I meal prep breakfast burritos. I make like 40 at a time. So easy. Eggs, home fries, sausage, bacon, whatever I want to do. Usually eggs, fries, and sausage. Just slightly undercook your eggs, because they'll cook in the microwave. Cook your sausage thoroughly, cook your potatoes thoroughly. Wrap it up with some cheese, some jalapenos if you want. Then I just wrap it in some plastic and throw them in the freezer. Let's eat some bears. Let's do that. Cheyenne, what you making? What you making for breakfast? You over there listening to us on your phone, making breakfast? That's really awesome. Would I grab a protein bar? Exactly, grab the protein bar. That's exactly what I did. That's my morning. I should have got a breakfast for you, but I was too in a hurry to. Too big of a hurry to sit there and cook anything. All right, what do we got? All right, so she's first week or first day here, Rocket Scooter. Feel free to ask any questions. Let me know anything you might have. I'll let you chill in here for a little bit. Maybe answer some of your questions about the technicals or whatever's going on here. Hold on 1 second, you guys. This market's having a fun time at this yellow line right here. I'm having a hard time resisting that. Or breaking through that because of the resistance there. 2 questions. How strong should res be to break through yellow line? Well, resilience being greater than 0 is strong enough. As long as you're not irrational. Greater than 0 should be strong enough. Now, if you go look to the rankings, now again, when you go here, this is something that's very important to the strategies. If you go to the summary here, you'll see in the rankings, all the techniques we have are ranked, and resilience, etc. down here, right? Half gap down here. The liquidity pivots are here. Okay. So yellow line, red line are higher on the list than everything else. So these are going to have typically higher volume and harder resistance than resilience below. So like, while we have resilience is a stronger pressure than hedge pressure, for instance, resilience has been known to lead into predicting a hedge pressure break, but resilience can't, by statistics, predict a yellow line break. So the desire for the gap to fill is going to have a much harder time breaking the yellow line than hedge pressure. Like the yellow line, you see how it's having a hard time fighting. Yellow line's resistance is typically stronger than half gaps or redistribution zone on average. So it's ranked higher. Great question. So anything ranked higher supersedes something ranked below it. So while resilience is like, okay, we're going to fill the gap, the yellow line that's ranked above it is saying, no, you're not. And it's winning. The idea that resilience is above hedge pressure, however, if you look over here, forget that yellow line is right there. resilience will just walk through hedge pressure like it's not even there, because the half gap kind of concept is typically more volume than the hedge pressure volume. Yellow line is more volume than all of them, so the resistance that you're going to see is going to be a much stronger force. Lee, as you're seeing that, right? Good question. So it's going to be a lot harder to break. Now again, you've got yellow line is just resistance in general, right? It doesn't sell off market, it's just resistance. You have very strong support at monthly hedge right now. So the neat thing is that you have really strong support here and really strong resistance there, and also slightly strong support there because of res. So res is here, yellow line is there, MHP there. So you have basically like two forces pushing up and a really strong one yanking it down, and you can see there's that really strong one trying to yank it down. So it's that kind of thing. So I mean, right now it's going to have a hard time falling. I think at any moment in time, I'm just waiting for once that resistance starts turning out, it's just going to pop. But it's a really clean trade because we know like we're trading below triple B, so pivots should be razor sharp, which is good. If it's going to break MHP, it's going to break and we're going to know it. You see how it's having a hard time breaking MHP? That's because MHP resilience is really strong, right? This is telling you the predictability of that breaking. And both of these are strong. So it's like an okay sign right now. It's just one of those things that, yeah. I think that you're 100% on point with exactly where my brain is today, is that once NASDAQ achieves its goal, probably going to be the end of the day. And I don't disagree with you. The S&P's not really moving that quick. And I think if NASDAQ is going to make a run for it, I think the S&P is probably going to try to exalt. Now, again, if NASDAQ runs and S&P pops above here, then the S&P's free from all those resistances, and then resilience will take over. So the question is, what happens when this happens? And that happens, and the NASDAQ starts to sell. S&P is going to try to sell. As long as resilience stays positive, it can be a second wave, and then that can keep going. Because resilience being positive is going to want to fill the gap, right? So it's and I agree with you. What happens exactly? Jay is completely correct. What happens when NASDAQ completes its move, and we get right here, and it turns red? The S&P is going to halt in its tracks, and I don't disagree. Good thought, Jay. Good thought. So that's why I'm saying keep an eye on NASDAQ 16,860. But the thing is that this is monthly expiration, right? How poetic for this to take the market to all-time highs to end the year. NASDAQ is an illiquidity pocket too, right? Illiquidity pocket. We know how those go. That's another thing. It's in an IP. IPs are different, way different than LPs, right? Take a note. QQQ and an IP. IPs move very rapidly through here. So I'm like 90% certain NASDAQ's going to complete its move. Do you guys think that? The IP move on NASDAQ? I'm pretty certain it's going to push through really quick. Right? And quad, which, yeah, Jay's got it. Matt, my friend near Houston, is chickens. She gave me a ton of eggs. Massive difference from the store eggs. Dude, and these homegrown chickens that eat like really good organic food, those eggs are so awesome. Like the yolks are like orange. That's how good they are. Like if you go buy Costco eggs, the yolks are like faintly yellow. I know, it's like anytime I have a friend with eggs, it's like, hook me up. Like quad witching makes sense. Res is strong. I think today's just is today triple witching or quad witching? Well, futures as well, right? It's all, are they all expiring? Quad witching is March, June, September, and December 3rd Friday, and that would be this one. So it's the third Friday of every third month is quad witching. So that would be today. well. Wait, oh, I'm reading something about quad witching is no longer a thing anymore. Hold on, wait, I can read this. Hold on. Single stock futures derivatives are no longer traded in the US since 2020, which was the fourth piece of the quad witching formula. So now it's triple witching. I didn't know that. I did not know that. Quad witching is no longer a thing, guys. Looks how little I should be. I'm paying attention to the changes. I didn't know that stopped trading in 2020. Why not play the QQQ if that's a bigger mover today? I just don't like trading in QQQ. I like the S&P. Of all things to trade in futures, the S&P is the easiest and most resilient thing to trade. It's the most diversified index, and so it requires less homework. Trading something like the NASDAQ requires me to pay attention to specific sectors more than others. The S&P is a cash flow into the market, cash flow out of the market thing. So if people are buying stocks, it doesn't matter what it is, the S&P is going to go up. If people are buying tech and dumping financials, then the S&P is going to stay flat and NASDAQ's going to go up, which is what's happening today. But I have to then therefore pay attention to the sector itself. See, I don't have to understand what's going on in financials to trade the S&P to the long side, but I have to understand what's going on in tech to trade NASDAQ to the upside. So the fact that it takes a little more homework because it's not diversified means that I have to do a little extra work. And in my engineering brain, less is better. So a broader index requires less microeconomic homework. So, and plus NASDAQ, well, without that, that long-winded answer, just saying you have to pay more attention to specific companies and stocks where I just overlook specific news in most of those tech companies. So it means I don't have to do as much market prep. NASDAQ also just spazzes around like a meth head. So that shit's hard to trade. They call it the spaz deck for a reason. It's the bid-ask spread is always greater than a few ticks. There's always slippage. It always flip-flops around a lot. It's very thin. It's just weird to trade. And so comparing that with the S&P, well, typically, they tend to correlate very well almost all the time. The S&P is just an easier vehicle to trade. It's less spastic, and all your tools work a little better. This S&P takes priority over NASDAQ and our ranking stuff. So NASDAQ analyst tells you NASDAQ is nuts. I don't have the stomach for it. It's like a roller coaster. Maybe the Gen Z trader kids like playing it, but old boomer over here wants to sit here and spend my time in the safe spot, the safer spot.
track of all the details.
Hold on one second, you guys. I'm gonna chill in here. There's that hedge pressure tap. Should I just take it? Nasdaq's right at the top. Right here, trying to break that yellow line. Look at this. If you guys don't believe me when we talk about yellow lines having that oomph right there. Look at that power. Let me contract something that broke through that punched. Almost 10,000 in that 1 minute. Yeah, and here we're back to what Jay and I were talking about. Like, what do we do right here, right? I think Jay's in a great boat right now. Should just take 400 bucks and chill on it, or should I? Let me double check what I'm seeing here. I can stick around the edge. I don't know. Let me monitor real quick and see what happens when that volume dries up. Question is, should I just take the profit and go? I mean, 400 bucks ain't a terrible idea, but the R&R is still pretty good. We've now overcome yellow line. Let's look at what we have. Resilience is great. Monthly resilience is great. So this goes into a thing where the ranking system will say, now we're going to have resistance on hedge pressure. But resilience can predict hedge pressure break because it outranks. We have a whole video called Resilience Can Predict Hedge Pressure Break. We're good, and no irrational signs. So everything tells me not to wuss out. So the question is, do I want to hang here for a little bit and wait on that? Let's see what happens. Or do I want to flatten it out, just call it a day? It is 9 o'clock in the morning. Should I risk it for the biscuit? Happy with small long? I think I'm in your boat as well. Let's just trust the process. Active profits on point there. This is the one part that's very hard to get through. Y'all see how crazy these illiquidity pivots are. Those are one of our best techniques. Truly one of our best techniques. You can't unsee what you're seeing right here. Like, these things are so strong. They're one of our, you know, it's like every day trading's a puzzle, like every single day. It's so much fun. I mean, look, remember yesterday? Remember I sat out and didn't do anything yesterday. I didn't do any of these trades. Look, I didn't even remember what happened because I got busy and had to leave for the day. But check this out. Like, what's this all about? What did I miss? But look at the pivots, right? The pivoting action here is just so strong. This is one of our best techniques, and I'm telling you, I'll be excited once we automate it. I can't wait for that. That'd be super nice. They're really good. What's the challenge? Hold on a second. Hold on, my phone's ringing. Hold on. The Nasdaq is now at its DD band. By all means, should be a time to flatten out the trade. Let me just call it. I know I'm not. So QQQ's already hit its thing. Hold on. So let me just close out for profit. If this breaks through and keeps going, maybe I'll jump back in. But that's 500 bucks I didn't have before, so we'll call it. Jump to the short here. Oh, what's your motivation? The resistances. I think this is dangerous trading on monthly expiration day inside of here. There's a lot that can happen. I'm gonna go ahead and call. I'm gonna be like you guys. Y'all are my mentors. Did I exit this early? Not really sure. Hold on, guys. Jay, somebody says don't do it. Jay R&R is not pretty here. I think not that I can give advice to Jay. I would agree that the R&R is only feasible, from my opinion, if you actually break monthly hedge. Then you have some lovely, like I would chase a short here, right? There's not going to be any chop there at all because we're below triple B. It's either going to hit it and bounce, like we said, or it's going to hit it and quit it. Giggity, right? So I would only personally short in this environment. Now, again, not tell you what to do. You do whatever you want. My personal choice would be I would wait for confirmation, because if you're breaking down here, this shit is doomed, right? So that's the obvious takeaway to take a short on. I don't normally short against yellow lines because it's hit or miss on whether it pivots up or down. I usually exit. Illiquidity pivots per the exit rule, so usually exit there, right? Not financial advice, and that's what I would do. I don't, whatever you guys do, y'all do. You should have taken it on the wick up. Yeah, probably. But that's okay. What I'm going to do now is I'm going to wait for NASDAQ to, again, NASDAQ DD band is here. If NASDAQ starts popping higher, the question is, do I want to rock this to higher highs? I don't see any. Hold on. So the question is, as somebody said, just to stick through, sit here in your hands. Yeah. Is the bottom of the bear zone above for Qs a resistance? Absolutely. Absolutely. Illiquidity pocket. That is, I forgot to say that. Yeah. That's right. Okay. So this is, I 100% agree that you guys remember illiquidity pockets? We brought that up a second ago. So that would be, this should be the end of the day with all things being feasible. Not to say that it will reject, but the market hates illiquidity pockets. It's going to try its hardest to get out of there as fast as possible. Q's hitting its resistance can be the resistance for the day. This could be the top of the day. So actually, I'm glad I closed out. The only reason I closed out when I did, instead of getting another uptick, Daniel, good thought. I just, once I saw QQQ hit its level, then I kind of wussed out. So once QQQ finally tapped and came down, then I closed. So right here, Q's hitting a resistance as well. There's a lot of things piling up. Now again, there's no reason to be scared of the market. I just think that I don't think I would get a gain further. So my generic thought is we might get another opportunity there, and I might choose to take that if Res is positive again. There's going to be some resistance here, I think. But like I said, there's so many mechanics to go on these triple witching days. Yeah, it's crazy, right? I didn't know quad witching's no longer a thing. I was reading somebody said that earlier. Quad witching no longer a thing. There's no longer individual stock futures part of that equation. Quad witching is now no longer a concept. So which is the expiration of stocks, monthly options, index options, index futures, and stock futures derivatives. And stock futures they're not really that many of them. They're like a very small part of anything. And like the other three are bigger, like single stock futures. If stock future was a contract that I believe represent 100 shares of stock, the same like an option would, but it didn't have, you know, it's like futures instead. Expiration would deliver stocks to you. They were always really small to begin with, but since 2020 are no longer traded in the US. So the quad part of quad witching is now by default triple at all times. $500, that's awesome, man. I mean, it's better than a sharp stick in the eye, as my dad used to say when I was growing up. I'll take it. Yeah, you're currently squeezed between a bunch of things. And then you can just have that weird triple witching effect that can, you never know what can happen. Now, all things being considered, I'd like to see, this is ideal. Maybe that is what happened, and I missed that as well. Or holding a small runner to let it ride. Really a good idea. I mean, it is showing signs of promise. Maybe we put like a tiny little position on there. But see, Nasdaq being a DD band again always ends the day. Anytime you hit DD band, you end the day. The idea that one would trade beyond that is not something we discuss fairly often. So once you hit DD band, there's always like, it can pop up and come back down, and then there's always a trade off of it. Ooh, annual holiday party fundraiser toy drive tonight. I feel like I've been going to a party every night for this entire month. Oh, December 20th. Oh, I love this place. Let's, hold on. How much are tickets? 0 to $1,000 campaign, $1,000 to go to a party. General admission is free. How about that? I like to have the VIP lifestyle, but I'm not about paying for parties. I know enough people, I usually get free anyway. Anything anyways. VIP. It's Christmas parties, like so many parties. How much is a table? Oh, $300 a piece? No, fuck that. No. This is a charity thing though. It's like all these Christmas parties, all these events. But yeah, there's like holiday parties and so many things. Hold on. Dinner. I've been wearing tuxedos and suits and all kind of stuff. I've been going to some crazy holiday parties. I've never felt so popular. I guess I never really get out there that much either. I'm kind of a homebody. I'm sure I've been spending a lot more time networking and wearing my CEO hat, trying to get out there and just network and meet influential people and investors and whatever. So now I've been getting invited to all kind of cool little shindigs. It's been a fun couple months. But I don't normally go out and spend a lot of money. But there's a lot of cool holiday parties. You're working in the ER all the holidays, so my buddies coming drunk, we training your buddies and sobering you guys up. That's awesome. I have this really interesting liver. I never get drunk. People have always noted me about this. Noted this about me. I can drink, like, drink. I'm talking 10, 15, 20 shots, and then I don't get blackout or dizzy. I just get tired. I don't think I've ever in my life experienced your traditional dizzy, drunky spell that most people get. For whatever reason, my brain just never, like, I'm always just sipping on a drink. Like, I think I went out to dinner the other night, and as soon as the drink hit the table, I guzzled it down before my friend even took a sip. And I was like, can I get a second one? I was just thirsty, like generally thirsty, so worked out earlier. So I'm one of the most, so I'm always like very sober, no matter how much I drink. Now again, I'm sure at some point, I just haven't hit my tipping point, but I have a really high tolerance. Cancer warning labels coming for alcohol. But, yeah, so I think the market's doing okay. At least got a half gap. I think that's still a trade on our end. Nasdaq to go to all-time highs to close out the month. I don't disagree with that. Ideally, like from here, I don't know. I think I'm gonna call it a day. I didn't know that they were putting that in alcohol. That's a good thing to do that. This holiday party, free, but that's GA. Daddy don't do GA. We get tables, so let's see what we got. This is a Toys for Tots charity thing. VIP in your band, VIP in your lounge. VIP seating for 10? Hold on. See, hey, okay, so it says $300 VIP seating for 4. Does that count 4 for $300, which is $75 a person? That seems to be more adequate than $300 a person. That's even better. $1,000 for VIP 10. 3 bottles of Tito's. Crown Royal became gross. Terrible. Hold on, let me ask my friend here. Each or 1 10. Yeah, Christmas parties are always the best. Most all of my friends in this town are lawyers and doctors who have like major house parties and industry parties all the time. There's something every night. I got invited to something every night this week. I didn't even make it to most of them. But then they have like, I went to this one house party last week. It was, again, a charity drive. It's again, another Toys for Tots. They do that. And then there was just there was a DJ there. I mean, it was just like decked out, giant 3-story house, huge, massive pool. There was a bar out there with bartenders. And I was just like, house parties are more fun to me these days than clubs. I think it's much more exclusive, and everyone is there as like somebody that you know or want to know. You're not going to get, randomly stabbed or mugged and walk into your car. And you usually don't have to pay for anything. You just show up and you're invited. You just enjoy all of that. Make sure you give a good donation to the charity. It's typically what you pay. And you know somebody there. The last one I went to was last weekend. There was a masquerade party. So I wore a tuxedo. It's kind of nice. Had like a Phantom of the Opera mask. Here's that resistance. I am questioning what I should do here if I want to do anything at all. I think I'm gonna call it a day, guys. Call it a week. Good luck, Jay. I mean, it's a very fairly clearly defined trade to have R&R. You know where you're out. You know exactly where you're wrong. So, not a terrible idea to take a trade that you took. I don't hate it. When I short today, I personally don't short against a greater bull market, especially on expiration. It's not like it's a terrible technical move. You have Qs exhausting at bear zone. You have Qs exhausting at DD band. DD band's in the same spot on Qs. They're both resistance here. It's not a terrible place. The fact that there's somewhere to short from gives it intention, so it makes sense. The S&P has all signs of pushing up through here now. QQQ resisting. It's just a kind of a clusterfuck, but at least the technical side, you guys are both right. Longing from here was the right choice, and shorting from there is the right choice, no matter which one wins. So whoever longed from here, kudos to you. Whoever shorted from here, kudos to you. You picked the correct spots to trade those places, I believe, in my opinion, for those trades to be worth it. Right. So whoever shorted from here, you did it wrong. Whoever longed from there, you did it wrong. Whoever exited their long right here, like I did, you did it right. Whoever exits your short here, probably good as well. Like I'm thinking the range is pretty good. I would only short on a monthly hedge break for the day, right? So the idea that people are playing both sides of the range means y'all are doing pretty smart stuff, right? What I love about this group is that I'm buying at those reds, right? And some people here, they're shorting at those greens. You understand the different places to act from. So the fact that you guys aren't trying to short here for a collapse means y'all are smart traders. If anybody's firing the short button there, you need to learn a little bit more about trading, right? All in here, those of you, if you longed down in here, let me know, say I longed at MHP. If you shorted at QQQDD and bear zone, let me know you shorted at QQ and bear zone. If you acted here on the long side and here on the short side, you're trading right. It doesn't matter which trade's going to win. But the idea that you chose the right entry point for whichever leg you took means you're doing the right thing as a trader, right? So Jay, Rowan did both. So what I love to see is that you guys are understanding how markets move, right? And you're not trusting this and chasing a short. You're not taking that and chasing along. The idea that you know the range that you're playing within means you guys are learning the market. Every day is a puzzle, right? But every day you can kind of see where your operating is. And this thing could very well blast through here. It doesn't mean Jay did anything wrong. Geez, the market's just random stuff. But the idea that the entry is very well defined and the spot you got in at was great. If the trade goes your way, you're first in line, which is always a good feeling, right? So a lot of you guys took the MHP long. Yeah, y'all read this one. It's pretty obvious setup on that. And we all did the same thing, probably there to there, right? Y'all are very well trained. We know do the same thing every day. Look at the same indicators every day. So if now, again, I don't know what Jay's motivation is, but let me pretend I'm going to take that short trade from here. first of all, the scalp is to there. If you want to make a quick buck, you take first resistance always when trading against the market. So that to that is a decent scalp. That's the same as the long I just got. If you can get like, I know it's not a lot, it's maybe like 7 or 8 points or maybe 6 points, but there's a scalp there. If you break here, again, you're back down to that same mechanic of that. And then you got resistance here. So the whole way down though, you've got resilience pushing you up and monthly res pushing you up. So you're going to have a hard time falling. You also have no volatility to make the market thin enough to just jump right through it. Now, if you get some VIX breaks, that's a whole different story. So keep in mind that what he's looking for is an 875 break on VIX. If volatility starts running away, then this guy will just like hop and skip and get volatile really rapidly. So on a volatility induced move, what you're usually waiting for is you're not waiting for the market to collapse. That's not how you trade volatility. You're waiting for the market to do this, like just start to unwind and you'll feel it and it goes really fast. As soon as it starts moving really fast and it feels like it's moving the absolute fastest, you close out and you're done for the day because that volatility usually tightens up. And then if it starts to work its way lower a couple hours later, okay, but like don't ever trade that leg. You all know when I say those volatility pushes, it usually feels like this, right? So in his defense is if VIX stays down in here, or in his trade, it's gonna have a hard time breaking that, and it's gonna have a hard time breaking that. If VIX pops up, the market gets really thin and volatility starts to expand. And what usually you'll see is like as soon as you get that quick move, just you're done for the day. And so usually, when volatility plays happen, they just sell really fast, and then usually a couple waves, it's just like, it just feels too good to be true, and it dips, and then usually tightens up. Once you see, like we look at on red lines, once you see the V tighten up like that, big, small, small, big, small, if you're here and still holding your short, you're doing it wrong. So if the play is volatility that induces the move, as soon as volatility tightens up, your move's over. So you want to try to make sure that you're still in that short and exiting before volatility tightens up. So anytime volatility is the move, that's the thing. You're waiting for that big drop, and then once it tightens up like that, you're done. Small V, big V, small V. Do you understand what I'm saying? So if the catalyst is VIX, right? If VIX creates a move that's like, okay, the sluggishness here without it, okay. But if it gets volatile, you can just get like, it can start moving really fast and just clobber through those like they're not even there. My friend is like, $1,000 each. What is this, Vegas? It's funny. I ain't paying $1,000 each for a table. I don't even pay for tables when I go to clubs anymore. Since all my friends are the club owners of town, we usually get comped almost all the time. So if you see me on my Instagram in the pictures, like I go to these massive wild parties in clubs or whatever, sometimes it may be looking like Papa Bear's dropping dollars table. I usually get comped. Almost always, actually. We tip the waitresses, but usually that's about it. So I'm a very frugal person, so I look at these prices and I always like, I don't want to pay $700 for a bottle of tequila. That's not my idea of a smart way to get wealthy. The smart way to get wealthy is to know people. And when you walk in, they shake your hand and they say, hey, give my friends this table. Because they know, because we're there, other people will show up and buy stuff. That's what they call real life influencers. Anyways. As a business owner, I do the same thing. Like if you're a person that has hundreds of friends that will show up when you show up somewhere, you just kind of comp them. So all of our buddies are like, they go out all the time. I don't go out that much. They go out all the time. But in the holidays, I tend to go out more. So we're trying to book all our holiday parties right now and our New Year's stuff. Okay, this is tonight. What is tonight? There's a Moulin Rouge themed cabaret cocktail party. Wait, this is not tonight. What's tonight? The 20th Wednesday. So we're just looking at all kind of. You guys long if you're, yeah, good deal. All right, I'm gonna call it. I'm glad to make some money when I didn't have it before. Never a terrible idea. Thanks for tuning in, guys. It's been a great week. Really awesome. Good to see everyone here. As always, thanks for joining the Rocket Scooter family. We are very close to seeing some preliminary launches of our marketplace. This is going to be the biggest thing in finance. Huge amount of participation all ready to go. So many people are going to be able to host their products and list their products on the Rocket Scooter platform, as well as the other things Rocket Scooter is building out that nobody's doing in marketplace area. Really excited to be releasing this. It's going to be a huge deal for us, huge deal for y'all. It's going to make the whole environment more fun, more variety. We got the company's branching so many different ways. We're going to be building new features all next year on the platform. It's going to be great. We're going to have all new tools for you guys to use that we're building, that other people are building as well. So make sure you hit up that Discord. Subscribe to the stream if you haven't already. Give us a holler. In Discord, we'll have a chit chat. Probably, every day we try to do Zoom calls. I haven't been regular this week. It's been really busy, but we'll try to do one today, and we'll see y'all later. Have a good one.